Háblame. We got some projections. Some projections. How do you call it? Predictions or projections?
However you want to call it. I mean, there's the projections and predictions. So,
Yeah, that is true. We're gonna start with projections by division, right? And we're gonna start with the hottest one, in my opinion, right?
uh-huh.
AL East.
Interesting.
How
The
you
AL
got it?
East.
How you
Go
got
ahead.
it going? Dime.
All right, so the AL East is gonna be super competitive this year. I think still. I think it's gonna be even more competitive this year than last year, if you ask me, right?
Mhm.
Pero qué pasa? This is the thing is though. I think you and I were in agreement on some of this. The Boston Red Sox return back to the top of the AL East. I think the Red Sox are gonna win the division.
That's a hot take.
Hmm.
Damn. What do you say it though? What do you got?
Why?
Yeah. Why?
Why do I just think that they have a good, and it's not just Alex Bregman. Obviously, we know Alex Bregman is whatever. He's a good player, that whole thing. But he is one of those guys who I can't hear you, bro. I gotta me siento como like a fishbowl, like,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
whatever. I can hear you. I don't need them. So it's
I
okay.
got you. Go ahead.
I think that Boston has a better team than what they've had in a while. Now they're not loaded, they're not stacked like that. Their pitching is gonna be a little bit of a question, but I think they've done nice with the. I like some of the acquisitions and some of the internal. I just like the acquisitions they've had. The Red Sox, I see them. I think they're gonna hit enough. They're not gonna be a juggernaut, but they're gonna hit enough. So I think they're gonna win the division. I didn't think Baltimore did enough to really distance itself. So I think that's a factor for me too.
All right. I got Baltimore, to be honest. I,
Baltimore.
yeah, I got Baltimore winning the division, not the
Okay.
Yankees. I know it's a hot take, a Yankee fan, but I see the writing on the wall. They're too old, you know, and I just don't see it. I just don't see the Yankees winning the division. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you why the Orioles. There's two things. One, Felix Bautista is coming back. They got their closer. Number two, they actually solved the problem with the left field. That it wasn't like
Right.
it's not as big as it used to be, right? So they were getting a lot of home runs being robbed by it. So I think that that's gonna make a difference, and then you're gonna see people like Ryan Mountcastle and people like that just taking a step up, in my opinion. I
Yeah.
don't think Santander is gonna be
A
such a
big
big
loss.
loss. No, I don't know. I just don't see it. Corbin Burns is a big loss, in my opinion. That's a
Yeah.
bigger loss.
That's kind
But
of like why I have them not winning again, winning the division. For that reason, I mean, it's because I feel like they didn't do much um to supplement what they have already. To not to me. Now, but what you said, but I like your thinking because you're looking at it like these young guys are gonna come into their own. So you kind of like,
yeah, and I think that Jackson Holiday, for example, whatever he can give you, that's great. But they're not expecting him to do anything great. I'm not expecting him to be great, but you can definitely see him having like a 3 WAR type of thing. Being a 2020 guy if everything goes right. But what I like about the team is that they don't really get injured. They don't have a lot of injury prone players. You
right,
know,
right.
so they're consistent with what they do. So I have them winning the division. That's
All
how I
right.
see it.
I think if everything goes right, I mean, it's definitely possible. But
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. I'm gonna give you some of the hot takes that I have. Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Number one, the Yankees are not gonna win the division.
All
Number
right.
two, Red Sox are gonna call Roman Anthony. That's their top
Prospect.
prospect for years. Like he's been there for in the top five for like 3 years straight.
Right.
And
Right.
then you have Willy Abreu. They have to trade him to actually give him minutes to play. I like Willy Abreu a lot. I like him a lot. Launch angle is good. He's a defensive wizard out there, but I think that he's the odd man out right now.
Interesting. I wouldn't trade Willie Abreu. Willie Abreu. Me personally, just because you don't know what Anthony is, what he's gonna be. Like he's not. Willie Abreu has already shown you he can play at this level, and I think there could be upside to his offense. So for that reason, I get your point though. Like I get you got to open up a spot, right?
Yeah.
So it, probably this. I gave it 50-50 chance. I think there's a chance. That's not a
It,
bad take.
all right. Number three, Felix Bautista is coming back and he's gonna be dominant again.
I
I
could see
really
that.
think so.
Yeah,
I
he
really
was
think so.
very good before he got hurt.
Santander on the Blue Jays will come down to earth.
You hate Santander,
I
bro.
don't
You
hate him though. I don't hate
you
him.
don't
I don't
like
hate
him.
Santander.
You don't like him. He's consistent though. He is what he is. Like he's not. He's like a 2.5 win player or whatever. You know,
Mhm.
3 win player on a good year. I get it. Like I understand. Like I know you. I get the logic. Like he doesn't get on base much. Low on base guy. A high strikeout. Power. You know, a minus defender. I get it. Like he's a flawed player, but he is consistent. He is. I get what you're saying. Like
No,
it's
and
just funny
saying
to
that
me.
he's gonna come back down to earth because he just had an amazing season. That's a season. That's a Carlos
Career
Beltran season.
year.
Without the defense, of course, but
Right. Without the defense or the
defensively.
batting average, yeah.
Just strip him from everything and just
He
power.
just looks like Carlos Beltran when he swings the bat. The follow through looks like
Yeah,
Belt. That's
the
it. That's the
follow
only thing.
through, the
The follow
follow
through is
through
just like Beltran, but that's it.
is impressive. And finally, Caminero will struggle, and they'll send him down.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You don't like no love for El Escogidita.
No, I just see something. In my opinion, he's just gonna struggle at the beginning, and in my opinion, they just want to hold him there at, for the most that they can, so they don't have to pay him so early. That's what I
Oh,
think. That's my
oh
opinion. You
man.
know,
You
like
are a
if he
devious
struggles a little
person.
bit, he's just going down. I'm
You're
sorry.
you're an evil person for that.
I'm sorry, bro. If I was a GM, I would do it. I'm sorry.
You know what's funny about him? And I like him, but I'm not sold yet.
Okay.
I'm not sold yet. Now, and now I'm not saying he's gonna be a flop. I don't
Mhm.
like some of the attitude stuff that I seen from him. That could be a
Okay.
detriment to him. That I saw in
Mhm.
the winter. We saw in winter ball with Caminero. The talent is there, but
Mhm.
is the mindset, the maturity, is all that stuff there? That's I'm not saying he can't put it together. He might, but
Mhm.
I need to see that if that maturity is gonna click. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like he's talented. He can hit, but
Mhm.
we'll see.
I think he's gonna have the right people around him. I think Kevin Cash is a good manager for the time being for them, like to have them grow as men.
We'll see. I think he'll be talent. He's talented. He'll put it
Yeah.
together, but I just don't know when. We'll see. That much. I'm worried about the immaturity. Hopefully,
Mhm.
that's behind him at some point, and he can, because he's got the ability.
Yeah, that
Um,
is true.
what else we got? Let's see.
What do you got? Tell
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
For my
done with
hot
my hot
take.
takes.
Like I said, the Boston Red Sox will get back to the top of the AL East. No doubt about it. Put it in your books. It's gonna happen. I feel strong about Boston this year. And remember this. They have, I know you mentioned trading Abreu, but what if they decide they're contenders and they want to trade Anthony for
Mhm.
a win now player, whoever that is? We don't know who that could be.
All
For
right.
somebody who they may deem, what if Tatis Jr. gets free, which we can talk about later, right?
Yeah.
You never know. That would be interesting, right? Could you imagine Tatis Jr. in Boston? Somebody
Oh,
like that
he'll
is
hit
available.
50 doubles
Right, right. With his swing.
with his
Um,
swing. Yeah.
so I think Boston gets back on top. Yankees, bro, ese equipo está flojo. I'm sorry. They have all these injuries now in pitching. Heel went down. I believe
Yeah. Rick
now
Allmeyer went down.
right, Cole's got something that's serious, I think, right?
Mhm. Yeah, he has how do you call that? El codo. It's
Yeah, no,
bothering him.
that's a
So
anytime you have an elbow, and we're not talking about that he don't like to tip. We talk,
yeah. So, in my opinion, yes, yes, we're gonna have a down year for sure.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think they could still sneak in on a wild card, because again, the AL is not super stacked, but I think they take a step back. I think the Orioles take a step back. I know that may be unpopular. I don't think they did anything. What did they didn't do anything. The
No,
Orioles
they
didn't do
haven't.
anything.
They didn't win a game in the playoffs.
Huh?
They didn't win a like a playoff.
Right. They didn't win a
They
playoff game.
didn't win
No.
one
And,
playoff
and
game.
so I worry about that. But like how you said, they're very talented. If they can put it all together, maybe those guys, like you said, like a Holiday puts it together. Bautista comes back, and they missed Bautista in the end of those games too.
Yeah,
Um,
they did.
you know, um, as a matter of fact, I think the Blue Jays are gonna finish above the Orioles. That's my prediction. I really believe the Blue Jays are gonna surprise some people this year.
All right, I would love to see that though.
Blue
I
Jays
like
will be a playoff team this year.
I like the Blue Jays. The only thing I don't know, and I got love for him, but I don't know if the Jeff Hoffman for Jordan Romano was the right thing to do.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The problem with Toronto, remember, the last few years has not been about talent. It's about something always goes wrong. Like somebody underperforms or somebody gets hurt. It's like fluky stuff, and I just think that it's a matter of time. Their pitching last year was not terrible, was not great, but was not terrible. I thought they had enough pitching given the lineup that they have.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna surprise some people and maybe squeeze. They're gonna squeeze into a weak AL wild card. I think this year.
All right. What about the race? Nothing on the race?
The
Eh.
Rays are not worth talking about. No,
You know what's funny though? 5 years ago, yeah, like 5 years ago, you couldn't say that about the race.
no, they had
They
good
would just
prospects.
sneak on you, just
Yeah.
sneaky little rays, bro. I don't know how
But
they
they
did it,
don't
but
do anything. I mean, I just think the Rays. I mean, we talked about Caminero. I think Caminero's the guy you want to watch. They have a few other prospects that are like, you know, that will. But
no, Carson Williams, that
uh,
shortstop that they got. I mean,
that's
I
another guy
believe
to
in
look
him.
out for.
I believe in him.
But
That's why people don't know. That's why they switched Caminero from shortstop to third base is because they want him to get the position.
well, Caminero though was not a good fielder though. I
No,
saw
no,
it.
no.
Like that
He
was
wasn't
part
a
of it.
good shortstop
No, it
either.
wasn't a good shortstop. No, I think he fits better at third.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly.